Sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button, turn on your notification so you are notified each time I upload, and please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I am saying a very big shout out to every one of you for all the love and support you all give me here. I am truly grateful. Thank you all so much. So I am actually supposed to ignore this video, but I decided not to ignore it. And I am going to start by saying that I do not know what people gain from trying to sell his own community out and think it is cool. It is not cool. You are just a grifter. And I mean, Black community, few days now, like they have really been worried and not being happy about what Florida is doing, because like, you know, all of a sudden they are telling the kids that slaves benefited from slavery, that they learn skills and all that. And somebody that called Black community uneducated, because his last video he said Black community are uneducated, Black community don't speak proper, Black community don't do this and that. So as it stands, he is out there defending Florida and saying that he's having a hard time to believe it when everything is all over the internet and it's already in Florida. Like, you know, if you click on their curriculum, you are gonna see that this is what they are gonna start teaching the kids, right? And somebody is saying that he's having a hard time, that he's not believing it. Whew, really, I really do not, like, you know, understand it. But then there is something that I believe. The ancestors is going to judge this young man harshly. I mean, his judgment is going to be in a horrible way. I mean, he's doing this because he's getting some coins from his live stream. And Asian people, I know an Asian man that talks about Black community and all that, already made his research and spoke on it. And he could not make his research. I mean, the one that is educated, because that is what he said. He said he's educated, he reads, and he speaks properly. He could not make his research. I am rolling this clip. We'll come back to talk about it. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. So straight up here we'll go.
Okay, so a couple of you guys have tagged me in this. This is about to be interesting. Watch this.
Florida done it. They are now mandating that schools teach slavery as beneficial.
Now, call me crazy, but, you know, I have a hard time believing that. Let's see what else he says.
Official. Let's go to the first video. Do not, for the love of God, tell kids that slavery was beneficial, because I can guarantee you it most certainly was not. Thank you.
Education and civil rights advocates are slamming new Black history teaching standards in Florida. Under the new rules, middle school teachers must now include lessons, quote, how slaves developed skills, which in some instances could be applied for their personal benefit.
All right, now do you guys see the difference there? So this man goes on to say that Florida has mandated that schools teach that slavery was beneficial. I would like to see that, rather than him just telling us that. And then what's interesting is after that, look what it said. Then she goes on to say in some cases how slaves learned skills that could benefit them personally. There is a major difference in saying that there were skills during slavery that slaves learned that benefited them personally, or that could benefit them personally. That is a huge difference from saying that slavery was beneficial to slaves or Blacks. And I'm having a very, very hard time believing that Florida actually mandated that the school system teach that slavery was beneficial to Blacks. Just because Blacks learned skills that benefited them during slavery does not mean that they benefited from slavery. Those are not the same things. And there are some people that don't follow me and don't like me. They're tagging me. What you going to say about this, Jeffrey? What you going to say about this? I'm surprised that you actually believe it. I'm going to need to see that before I believe it, because it sounds outrageous. But honestly, I think a lot of Democrats have got so many Black Americans brainwashed into thinking that Republicans are racist that they can say anything and we just believe it. Obviously, not all of us, but a lot of us. So yeah, you guys are going to have to show me this and show it to me, not a news person reporting it before I believe it.
I'm here with my favorite coon. Do a little coon dance for us. Ooh. Okay.
Somebody tagged that Rocket Raccoon in this video. It amazes me Jeffrey, you made a video talking about how much you read, and then you made that video displaying your ignorance. Yeah, that's why I say all those books you're talking about are pop-up book. Let's take a look. Let's start with the fact that Florida State Academic Standards in Social Studies 2023 is literally a PDF that you can find online. Then you can literally scroll down to SS68 9A 2.3, examining the various duties and trades performed by slaves. And then you can go down to the benchmark clarification. Instructions include how slaves develop skills, which in some instances could be applied for their personal benefit. I was going to ask, what was it? Dick or dog food. But then I realized it's something in the glizzy of white supremacy that has you all addicted to their ignorance, and you're only compounding it by opening your mouths and making videos like that. Because dog food don't do you like that. Now, moving to this part.
In some cases, how slaves learned skills that could benefit them personally. There is a major difference in saying that there were skills during slavery that slaves learned that benefited them personally or that could benefit them personally. That is a huge difference from saying that slavery was beneficial to slaves or blacks.
Really? And you say you read books and understand the English language, right? Because of course there's a difference between saying that there are some skills that you can learn in school that will benefit you personally and saying that school is beneficial to you. Yeah. Make this make sense. Somebody, anybody. Jeffrey, can I suggest that you get you some knee pads, because it seems like you're going to be in front of the glizzy of white supremacy for a long time to come. Now, you have the day that you deserve, and may the ancestors judge you harshly.
Okay, so a couple of you guys have tagged me in this. This is about to be interesting. Watch this.
Order. Done.
Straight facts. No chaser. Young man, I don't know what your gimmick is and why you do it, but in this video, I realized something that you pretend to be, but really aren't. See, you pretend to be an intellectual. You push it off that you can speak properly, so people think that you're a smart black guy. But in reality, you are black. The smart part, I wouldn't give that to you just yet. Why do I say this? Not to diss you to be dissing you. I just know intellectuals. I happen to be one. There are many people smarter than me, don't get me wrong. Got a lot of smart friends. But one thing that we all do is our fucking homework. We love homework. In this video, you showed you do not like it. So that tells me you're not an intellectual. See, an intellectual craves knowledge, wisdom, not their feelings. And so you thought this would be interesting. And then you watched the videos and you also watched the news clip. Then you came back. I need to see this. I need to see this. See, here's the problem with intellectual and fake ass intellectuals. You see, an intellectual would have never made a video until they had that knowledge. See, you don't want people to know the truth. So you did not do the homework to prove yourself wrong. So you kept on talking bullshit to make it seem as though you're smart. But see, here's how an intellectual, let me help you, breaks it down. After watching the video that I saw and the clips you put in, I found the clips. See, this is how intellectuals do it. I found the clips and I actually watched them. I took the quotes within them, and I know within news, what do? They put actual quotes and quotations, or they'll make them bold. So in the actual news clip, it was bold. I took that bold font, typed it into Google, and voila, I got the actual document to prove that what they said in the news was 100% accurate. But you didn't do that, which was another thing that made me realize you're not an intellectual. Intellectual crave knowledge and facts. That's what they base it on. That's their foundation. You, my dear friend, do not crave it. You crave attention. You crave white validation. Therefore, you'll say whatever the fuck they want you to say to get whatever the fuck you want out of it. Because if you really craved facts as an intellectual, you would have found them in less than a second. And then you could have made your video. But see, I know that's not what you wanted. So, I don't have too much else to say to you, brother. This is your gimmick. Whatever makes your family proud of you. Hopefully you're making a good living. But what you just did right now was bullshit. You tried to splice it too. Like, there's one thing to say this and there's one thing to say that. In fact, let me break that part down too. So you tried to splice it and say that these are skills that you could have learned as a slave. It's not the same thing as being liked as a slave or liking slavery or whatever the fuck you said. But the reality is, if you read this document, which you didn't, you would have realized that the traits that they said that these people learned, the slave, the actual African who came over here already had those traits. So what did they learn? How to be themselves? Yeah, you would have known that when the first Africans came over here, they were indentured servants. Just like the Irish and everybody else, they ended up doing their 6 or 7 years, whatever it may be, and then they owned land and got along with everybody. How did slavery start? Well, much later. But how did that all come about? Well, during indentured servitude, a lot of these Irish people ran away and got out to other countries and told them, do not come to the New World. They're not doing exactly what they say they were doing. Which they weren't, but at the same time, they kind of were too. But the other countries didn't want people to come back to the New World. So the Europeans out there trying to promote it, come help build. And they said no. Because these other Irish had gotten away and made all those people pissed off. And they didn't come to this New World, which we call America now. So they had to make one of the cultures here permanent slaves. Africans were not the first choice. Again, they loved us because we brought them the shit that they're trying to say in this document that we learned as being a slave, the trades. Such things as like blacksmith, doing things with metal, pottery, art. We brought a lot of that shit here. They didn't teach us nothing. We were teaching them. But you're okay with them in this revisionist history. You also understand that this is not the first time that America has revised history like this to benefit white people and to make black people seem bad, right? After the Civil War, the daughters of the Confederacy, right? They got together and changed history so that you and I could not see what the Confederates actually did to us and what states' rights actually meant. I don't think you know your history. I would hope, Mr. I like to read books and I'm smart and people think I'm smart because I speak properly. I don't believe that, honestly. And I don't believe you read books, because if you did, you would be more learned and you'd have a craving for knowledge. You don't crave knowledge. If you did, you would have had these documents in your possession, just like me. And I went to go find the truth, not whether I was right or wrong. What's the truth? Give me the documents that they said in the news. And what does it mean? And as I read it, I started to understand it's revisionist history. The same as the daughters of the Confederacy did. The moms of liberty are doing today. If you're an intellectual, you would listen to these terms that I said and do your own research. But see, I know you're not an intellectual. You're going to find out whatever you can to make white people right in this conversation. And that's what you're going to report on. I speak facts, straight facts, no chaser. Fuck your feelings.
State Representative Angie Nixon here. I had to delete a TikTok because I had gone in and, I'm trying to remain somewhat professional in an environment in Florida that does not see the humanity in me and my ancestors. It is a sad day. It's a sad day in 2023 knowing we have to argue about the fact that slaves did not in fact benefit from slavery. Yo, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. We're always having to fight in this state. Fight for people's humanity. I'm tired. I'm not gonna give up, but this shit is traumatic. Yo, like, he is attacking everyone. It's people in my mentions, like, arguing me down. I just want to help people. He's around here distracting people with BS like this. And property insurance is too damn high. Rent is too damn high. We have a massive educator shortage across our state. And he's talking about slaves benefited from slavery. I don't know if y'all know what it's like to work with people who don't care about you, who don't care about your community, who don't push back, who are complicit in the foolery because they're so politically ambitious. They don't care the type of harm this causes. Like, anyways, we ain't gonna stop. Check this link to see how you can how we can continue fighting.
To be interesting, watch this.
Florida done it.
I wonder what people were tagging you in that video. But anyway, I have a challenge for you. Your videos are constantly making rounds, and you've been told that the whatever. Anyway, child. So, here's the challenge. If you strongly believe in what you believe in, and since you want to attack Dr. Rashad Ritchie and his coverage of a story and tell him that he's lying or whatever, I didn't even watch the rest of your video, to be honest with you, because I don't want to give you that view. Do this. I want you to contact Dr. Rashad Ritchie. And I would like for you to say that you would like to debate him about this story. He has a whole segment called The Bullpen. And I guarantee you he'll accept it. More than likely he will accept it. And so I even did some of the legwork for you there, my guy. Here's his Twitter. All you have to do is add him and say, hey, I would like to come on your show, and I would like to debate you about the story you did about the Florida Board of Education's story that you did Friday, I think it was. Don't have Twitter? Hold on. Here's 2 emails that are verified for him. Hit him up hit him up. Email him and tell him you would like to come on and you would like to debate him about the story that he did. And he's also on Instagram. He is on Facebook. I just said Twitter. All the other LinkedIn, all the other social media apps in order to contact a person. He is on them. He even has a radio show. And you could probably call his radio show in Atlanta and tell him you'd like to set up an appointment to debate. Now, what you do is up to you. But it's going to tell us one thing definitely that is going to solidify for everyone is that you're a grifter if you don't debate him. It's also going to prove that you don't believe in the shit that you say on this app, which is what a grifter does. A grifter is a person who basically, they don't believe anything that they're saying. They just say it, number one, mainly for attention. Number two, because there is money, and there's big time money in grifting online, especially on the right side. So, Anyway, hope to see you on the show. And make sure you tell this man that he's lying to his face, too, when you debate him. Because he's going to pull out.
Now, call me crazy, but, I have a hard time believing that. Let's see what else.
A lot of people out here are upset lately about Pinky Doll and how she's making money on lives. And she started this whole trend where now these people are doing this AI thing because it's an easy, quick way to make, a buck on lives. And why do you bring that up, Prime? Well, Jeff Mead, Candace Owens, Officer Tatum, Hodge twins, and everybody else that looks like me that share these talking points, all they've done is figure out a way to get money from the right. And it's sad. It's tearing us down. We will never be able to overcome certain humps because they just spew out, these right-wing white supremacist talking points. They know they're doing it, but they also know that their money's going to come in because, hey, you guys want to hear us talking bad about us. And so, by you guys, I mean a certain demographic. And y'all pay good money for that. And they know it. And it's no different than this AI shit. Y'all got to stop giving these people energy. Just let them be who they are. Block them and move on. This shit is stupid.
Okay, so a couple of you guys have tagged me in this. This is about to be interesting. Watch this.
Florida.
This Asian guy heard about this, and he promptly looked it up because he wanted to know. This guy talking about he wanted to know. He finds it hard to believe. But he ain't going to look it up. Why would he do that? It's not bad stuff about black people. So that's not what he likes to talk about with his racist friends. He finds it hard to believe.
Skills, which in some instances could be applied for their personal benefit.
All right, now.
Okay, even if that part's true, as a motherfucker that grew up around people that thought how people think, those people think, I can see how this could be dangerous. This opens a door this much that a piece of shit, racist son of a bitch teacher could slip into. It's kind of like you saying, hey, how some children have consensual sex. Could let a piece of shit slide in to push his narrative. Or how, hey, underage people do have sexuality. Could leave that door open. Most people won't see the opening, but if you're a piece of shit that's looking for it, you'll see it. And that's a problem if you're a teacher. Because a teacher, their whole job is, and it's a weird way to say it, manipulating young minds into becoming the people of the future. Now, think if the wrong person sees that opening. Because it's easy to go from, hey, slaves learn certain skills, to, hey, white people helped slaves learn these skills, to, hey, slave owners benefited their... You see how that could slowly, if nobody catches it right away, manipulate a young mind into thinking it might have been good? Now, if that person has a good home life, that will not matter, because the second there's a good parent noticing their kid thinking like that, will stomp that shit out right there. But we all know that doesn't always happen. Sometimes a piece of shit has a piece of shit parent. So if the parent is teaching one thing and the teacher is teaching one thing, that student no longer has any pushback on that evil shit that's being pushed into their mind. even more so, they see benefits of what happened before. And that's fucked. But you're right, there is a difference between the two. You're saying you leave.
New curriculum just got released in Florida. Now public schoolers in Florida will be learning about how slaves developed skills that benefited them later in life. Ron DeSantis actually defended this decision by saying that it was all based in fact. I think Ron DeSantis should be enslaved for the rest of his life and then tell everyone about the personal benefits.
Right.
What do you think?
This is all got from this the stitches. And first of all, I am going to start with Jeffrey, right? I mean, Jeffrey was the one that said because he speak properly, I mean, because he read books and all that. That young man is a grifter, and there is no two ways about it. That young man knew, or he knew what he is doing. And he always go live because, yeah, people are going to send him some money and all that. But it's quite unfortunate that the person that is talking about being educated, like, you know, being an intellect. See, the truth is that this young man does not have somebody they told him to go and do debate with Dr. I mean, is he intellectually capable for debate? Number one is that he does not know anything. He is mentally empty. Let me start from that. He is mentally empty. And he knew what he is doing is quite wrong. Because I don't see how somebody can sell out his own community, his ancestors and everything. And you just want to be on a good side with the oppressors. And at the same time, if you saw something that, I mean, what he saw does not fit his own narrative. That's why he said that he is having a hard time to believe. How hard is it to find out what is going on or look into? He said, look at what this man is saying. Like, he was referring to Dr. Rashid. I am sorry if I did not pronounce his name right. He was referring to him. He's having a hard time to believe him. When Google is your friend, you can Google anything, like straight up, without even, like, you know, straight up, check on your phone if this is true or not. But because it does not fit his narrative, because that is not what he is looking at. I mean, he is looking at something horrible about black people to sell out to his audience, because his audience are white. And then you look at the comment section, it tells you how dumb and should I say illiterate, the people that he controls, or the people that he sell out his view are. Because there is never a smart person or educated person, or, okay, even if you are not educated, some people, like, you know, probably did not go to school, but you can never deceive them. They know what is good, they know what is right, they can read and write and all that. They know that this is wrong, right? So look at what they are going to start. Like, I reported this the other day, but him debunking, like, you know, saying that he cannot believe it is completely stupidity. It's him being yeah, I am like, I am mad. Really, like, how do people, like, make this thing make sense? And like the other man said, yes, may our ancestors judge him harshly, because what he is doing deserves, like, you know, he deserves to be judged harshly. Because I don't see how people are gonna see the, like, you are seeing the truth and it's glaring, it's obvious, it is not hidden, and you are looking for a way to like, you are hiding the truth. Who does that? Who? It is happening. And his name is Jeff Med, or whatever his name is. And I hope one day, like I keep saying, I hope one day he wakes, like, you know, he gets his wake-up call. Because he is a liar. He's a liar. This is where I'm going to draw the curtain and see you all in my next video. Bye for now.